It is Friday the 13th, which means you are looking for something romance related, but with something to get your heart racing, with maybe a little suspense, a little danger, a little crime solving, or maybe something a little spooky and in the paranormal romance department. Well, don't worry, I have 13 romance reads that will fit just that for you for this Friday the 13th. Hi everyone, I'm Lisa from Lisa London Books, and you definitely want to get these 13 amazing fun romance reads on your TBR. The first one is Marked for Death by Dolores Fawson, and this is a romantic suspense with a nice twist to it where both the hero and the heroine carry guns. So Ava is a deputy and Harley is a Texas Ranger, and they're working together to track down a serial killer. Now, it looks like this might be a serial killer targeting Ava because all of the victims match her exact description, and on top of it, they have a printout of her face on each of the dead bodies. So it's pretty obvious this person is someone she knows or connected to her. And because this is so dangerous, they have Harley there to protect her because she's also pregnant. Now, I'm going to call this a second chance romance because it is Harley's baby that she's pregnant with, but they broke up and they're on the outs, but obviously some sparks are going to fly while they're doing this investigation. The next one is Protecting Colton's Secret Daughters by Lisa Childs. And yes, that was daughters plural. He has two daughters that he never knew about. And this is another serial killer romantic suspense. And in this one, the serial killer is going after the heroine, Valentina, because he's trying to hurt her ex, who is Cash. Now, he's a special FBI agent, and so he reaches back out to Valentina to keep her safe, and he discovers she has two kids, which obviously he does the math, those are his. So now it's up to Cash not only to keep Valentina and his two daughters safe, but also to fall back in love with her and his children. The next one is The Secret She Keeps by Lena Diaz, where we get to see a lawyer and a private investigator team up, find a serial killer, and fall in love while doing so. I know, who knew there was so much romance in hunting down serial killers? The next one is Once a Rogue by Ali Theron, and we have a historical paranormal romance set in the 1920s New York, which means speakeasies and swanky parties. And this is book 2 in her Roaring Twenties Magic, which is a spin-off of her other series, Magic in Manhattan, which is another paranormal romance series, and they're both dealing with magical relics. So if you like this, I really think you'll like the other series as well. So in Once a Rogue, we have Wesley and Sebastian, who are already in love and just arrived from Paris in New York based on a cryptic telegram asking them for their help. The next one is The Witch is Back by Sophie Morgan, and this is a second chance paranormal romance. So we have Bastian and Emma, who are part of Witch High Society, and they have an ironclad engagement contract. Now, Bastian takes off, doesn't say a word to Emma, and leaves, but suddenly reappears because of this ironclad marriage contract, or rather engagement contract. So because of that, he has to marry Emma, otherwise there are really bad consequences he wants to avoid. So it's a forced marriage, but maybe in doing so, he will end up falling back in love with her and she will forgive him and fall back in love with him too. The next one is The Headmaster by Tiffany Rice, and this is a boarding school romance, which is actually where the adults fall in love, not the kids. So it's not a young adult. It's a paranormal romance because there is someone spooky haunting the school grounds at night. Now, Gwen is the only woman on staff, and she's an English lit teacher there, and she falls in love with the headmaster. But will the ghosts keep them apart? Now we're up to lucky number 7, which is Big Little Spells by Hazel Beck. And it's a paranormal romance with some strong witch coven, the Joywood Coven. And they're so strong, they actually stripped our heroine, Rebecca, of all of her witch powers at 18 and banished her away from town for at least 10 years, until which she has to come back. And when she does, she runs into Nicholas, who she's always had a super crush on, and we'll see if he can actually save her. And the next one is Diablo Lake Protected by Lauren Dane. And this is a paranormal romance where we have wolves against witches and an enemies to lovers romance between Amy and Mac. This all takes place in Diablo Lake, Tennessee, which is a town of magical witches and werewolves that are at war with each other. So we'll see if this Romeo and Juliet-like couple, Amy and Mac, can solve all of their problems and bring peace to the land. planned. The next one is Down to the Wire by Patricia Sargent. And this is a second chance romantic suspense where we have Malachi, who is an IT security expert, and Grace, a medical researcher he has been pining away for forever. Now, Grace has a super secret, dangerous medical formula on her computer that has been stolen, and the killer is after her. But don't worry, Malachi will come in to save the day and keep her safe. Number 10 is Track Through the Woods by Laura Scott. And Laura Scott is one of my favorite authors. And in this romantic suspense, we have mobsters, informants, and an FBI mole. Everything you'd want from a high-stakes, action-packed romance. So Abby is looking for her father, and Agent Wyatt is there to help her with the case, unless he might be the mole inside the FBI. And now we're up to number 11, Hunting the Truth by Kathleen Donnelly, which is a romantic suspense with the dog. Who doesn't love dogs? They're cute, they're fluffy, they love you, and in this book, they help you track down suspects and keep you safe as you're traveling deep in the forest. So Maya is trying to find her mom, who went missing so long ago. It's actually a cold case. But don't worry, even though she has her dog, she also has her sheriff deputy boyfriend, Josh, who will also come in and save the day. And again, who wouldn't fall in love with a guy who's there to protect you and also loves your dog? Number 12 is Full Moon Over Freedom by Angelina Lopez. And this is such a fun love story about a second chance romance set in a small town in Kansas with a little bit of a magical spark to it. So Jillian feels like she's cursed and it's ruining her life and the life of her 2 kids. So she comes back home to Kansas to try to get rid of this curse, and her ex there is passing through, and Nikki is cursed with a Kadejo. Now, there are good Kadejos who protect you and bad ones that are there to kill you. So while they're both trying to get rid of these dark clouds hanging over them, it just so happens that Nikki has had a huge crush on Jillian ever since they were together. So this is his chance not only to save her, but get her to fall in love with him. And I saved the best for last. It is number 13, Missing in Texas by Karen Whidden. And this is a romantic suspense about 2 parents searching for their missing daughter. But there's a big twist here. Edie is the woman who adopted the daughter, and Jake is the biological father of the daughter. So they have some sort of custody battle going on outside, and then when their daughter's kidnapped, they team up together and possibly fall in love, which in theory will also solve all of the custody battles. So that is a wrap for my 13 romance reads for Friday the 13th with a little bit of a spooky or suspense danger element to them. Remember, if you love romance books, make sure to hit the subscribe button. We talk all about romance books here on the Harlequin Books channel. I hope you're having a fabulously fun Friday the 13th, and I will talk to you later. Bye!